And I'm glad. I know I didn't touch on it because it wasn't about them.
Yes, exactly.
They're done. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Right?
Y'all
See you
gone
next
home.
year, jerk-offs.
Go to your
want
couch.
Yeah,
go to your
kick
couch.
rock.
Yeah.
I want to drink the tears of every salty Houston Astros fan out there.
Hit it.
Welcome to the Coach's Sons podcast. My name is Andrew.
And I'm Chris.
It is September 28th. It is Sunday, and Chris and I just watched the MLB regular season wrap up. And man, last day drama all day. Also, if you care about other sports, the Ryder Cup was on. The U.S. was getting absolutely destroyed most of the weekend and made it interesting. So it's been a hell of a sports day. But Chris, we're here to talk about baseball. And before we do that, let's say thank you to our partners and friends over at Chinook Seedery, the best sunflower seeds in town. Use our code CoachesSonPod at checkout to get 10% off. Again, CoachesSonsPod, get 10% off. Again, you do that, send us a picture. We will match your order. Make sure you have double the amount of seeds. So go check them out. They're awesome. Chris, where do you want to start? I mean, we've got, essentially, when we were looking at it, the very last day, there were... the AL was a lot more nuanced, right? Essentially, the NL had a couple teams that were in or out, but the AL had a whole bunch of seeding things. But for the most part, you knew who was going to make the playoffs. So let's start AL. That's where your Mariners are. Let's go there first. What you got?
Yes, let's start there. This is going to be a Mariners podcast for the next couple minutes. I know they're the 2 seed. They didn't get the 1, but that's okay. Seattle Mariners, AL West division winners for the first time since 2001. I can't even do the math off the top of my head. What's that?
That's
24 years?
Yeah, 24
that's
years,
a long
buddy.
ass time, man.
Do you remember the last time you guys won?
No.
No,
I mean,
okay.
that was when they
it's
won
vague.
100 and
right. Yeah.
however the hell many
That's
games.
why I didn't realize it was that long ago. That's crazy.
It was a very long time ago. So this isn't mission accomplished. It's not over, but there's a banner coming up at the end of the season, right? It's a big deal, especially in Seattle for a team so deprived of division titles, deprived of playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. I'm wearing the my Cal Raleigh Slump Buster t-shirt, right? And that was 2 years ago now. Feels like an eternity ago. And that was a huge drought at the time as well. So locked up the division, beat out the Astros, took care of business, going to Houston, took care of business the last couple of days. They lost 3 straight to the Dodgers. Who the hell cares? It didn't matter. They were in party mode. Now looking to the DS. So they get the bye. Cal Raleigh finishes the season 60 home runs. A little bummed out he didn't get to this fake 62 number that we made up because we needed another record for some reason. But anyway, would have been cool. But he's cemented in the MVP conversation. This isn't an MVP conversation podcast. I don't care what happens. I hope he wins. Obviously, he's my guy. Yeah. But whatever. 60 home runs, incredible out of a catcher. He carried us the whole season. Julio did his job. There's just clutch hits on clutch hits. They did. I told you at the trade deadline. They put the team together. It was up to them. And they kind of faltered a little bit. They went to shit. They turned it around. They won the AL West. We are in the dance. We have a bye. We're in the second round, bar none. Yeah. And I'd be lying to say I'm not a little bit excited about the potential matchup that they can get in the DS. But again, that's important. They have home field advantage for the DS, and then let the other side play out the way it will. We're going to talk about both sides here in a second. But at bare minimum, we're in. Yeah. And we have rest. Their game is until Saturday, right? Play out. Today's Sunday when we're talking to you. Yeah. We haven't decided when you're going to listen to it. So you're hearing this Monday or Tuesday. It's going to be Monday or
Tuesday. It'll be before the games happen on Tuesday. Yes, you'll have it
before the game starts. So feel free to jump, listen along. Even when that 1 o'clock game starts, we'll tell you all the times and stuff too. But we have about 6 days off. Everybody gets rested. No, we don't have to travel nowhere. We're ready to go.
Okay. Question, real quick. As a Mariners fan, are you worried about the days off?
No. Okay. If somebody tells me I need to be worried, I will be. Yeah. But that's a problem.
I've seen it burn teams in the past, but also it's because they just weren't hot and they they came up against a team that was hot. I don't think you guys have to worry about that currently. Well, that's not true. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But it's one of those things that there is.
That's the least of my concerns.
Okay.
Like that's a weird excuse.
I think there's an argument on both sides. Like if you're waiting too long around to play again, you can lose momentum. But if you need rest, then that's advantage too. So there's an argument on both sides.
Counter question to that.
Yeah.
Has there ever been an actual player to come out and say that, or is this all just media? Like, oh man,
I think it's all media and fan driven. I don't know. There's not a single player.
I've never seen a player, even a former player, even one that's like
fair.
in the media
I'm trying
now.
to think now.
Even all the players turn media as they sit now. I've never been like nobody. No, I don't want a 5-day off.
Yeah, true.
To get ready for to lock in, right? They're going to do some scrimmages. They've got a bunch of stuff lined up, but especially with Brian Wu, he had a pec injury, which could have been devastating. He just kind of left one of the big games, and we're like, what the hell happened? So it's a pec. He should be good. So in that case, great, but it's like if you're saying we need to stay hot to get all that rest for one guy, it's like, I'd rather keep it going. But I'm not going to complain about a bye.
Yeah,
that's a problem
absolutely.
for future Mariners. I think now is a good time to we can go into it a little further, but I told you I was commandeering for the Mariners. I have booked a hotel for the World Series in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah. All right, so we've talked about this in the past, and I was like, Chris, you have to be there for Game 1, but you've decided not on Game 1.
I would be there for either Game 5 if they are the lesser seed, or Game 6 and 7. I'll be in Seattle. What game I go to, if it's Game 6 or 7, I have no idea. We'll cross bridges as we get there.
Unless, and so obviously there's a lot that has to happen. But if somebody sweeps,
I won't be there in time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
that would suck.
That would be devastating for sure.
But I'd be there for the parade.
True. Yeah.
That wasn't the mindset. I'm figuring they either don't get swept or don't sweep.
You would assume as much. Yeah.
But if the Mariners sweep the World Series, I've got bigger problems.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, that's a long way. The hotel didn't cost me anything. It was a book now, pay later. Great move. So I'm ready to go. I have my
fake money.
Yeah, that's a pay later thing. I could cancel till the day before.
Hashtag girl math.
Yeah, we're fine.
Have you bought an airplane ticket?
Not yet, but I'm avidly looking. So when the price is right, I will strike.
So yeah, you buy that airline ticket.
I have to get a refundable one and then figure out what the hell's going on there.
And if you don't make it, you use that ticket at some other.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'll be forced to go to Seattle next summer or something.
Or you figure out a cool way to take your wife somewhere. Considering if you don't, you're spending a shit ton of money on her. Bless you.
Yeah, but we'll probably go to Seattle.
That's fair.
But anyway, so I am booked, but that's because we're on the East Coast. We're in South Carolina.
Yep.
This isn't a drivable thing. I can't just wake up one day and be like, I'm going to go check it out. Right? If in Atlanta, if it was in Atlanta, this wouldn't be an issue.
Yep.
But I have to be prepared. I've got to be ready to go. So I am ready. Right?
I love that.
Failure to prepare is preparing yourself to fail. I'm not going to do that.
And here's the deal. We talked about this. This is history. Like the Mariners have never made the World Series. So if you guys are able to stay hot and get to that point, you definitely have to be a part of history. And I'm so happy that you're going to, and that you're prepared to do so. So fingers crossed that you don't end up spending $1 bazillion on an airline ticket. Okay, so I know you have a number in mind.
Go ahead.
As far as a ticket, when it, like say, they keep ticking higher and higher and higher, where do you be like, nope, this is too much. I need to pull the trigger right now.
It's high on what, a plane ticket?
Plane
ticket I have to be there for. Like I will be in Seattle.
No, okay, but I'm saying
if I don't, I
feel like the flights are just going to get more
I'm
and more
inelastic
expensive.
on. The thing I can't go above a certain amount is the ticket.
The ticket's going to. Yeah.
I know that's going to be the most expensive part, but right now they're sitting at like $3,000. I can't do that. Yeah. That's not a thing I can do. So I will be in Seattle. I'll go to bars near the stadium. I'll sneak. I'll be on StubHub or TikTok.
If you want to Venmo Chris, you can find him at.
I'll be on all these sites. Like even when the game, if the game starts, like I just need to be in there.
Yeah.
I don't care where my seat is. I don't care if I walk the concourse the whole game and just look over people's shoulders. I just need to be in the stadium. So that's my goal. But that's way, way, way off from now. That's a month from now. That's a long ass time.
Yep.
Right? That is a month from at this point. So before
general public tickets aren't even available yet.
Not the Mariners haven't made them available for the Championship Series or the World Series yet. So they only
what tickets are $3,000?
People who I would assume season ticket holders that have.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Yeah.
So and I don't have access to that, of course.
Yes, right. Okay.
So anyway, that's about a month away. Before then, Potential matchup with the Mariners in the ALDS.
Yeah, let's go top to bottom.
Oh, I was going to say, well, since we went Mariners.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I was
Yeah,
going to say, here's the teams that can play them.
Well, I mean, it was an eventful day, so I think like it makes sense for us to kind of lay out how it played
You're right.
out.
Okay. Fair. I'll go backwards.
Okay.
Mariners are the 2 seed.
Yes. That was locked up today already.
Yes, the Mariners had nothing.
That was the only.
They've been the 2 seed for 4 days now.
Right. So when Chris and I were we played golf this morning, and so as we're driving, we're talking through it, and the Mariners being number 2 was the only thing in the AL that was actually decided, right? Whereas in the NL, you had the Brewers, the Phillies, the Dodgers, Cubs, Padres, all locked up. So the top 5 seeds on the NL were already locked in. They just had to decide who was the 6th seed, right?
Correct.
So the AL had a bunch of shuffling that had to happen.
Everybody was in the playoffs in the AL. It was all seeding.
It was all
So
seeding.
there was a billion different scenarios. Well, not a billion. There was like 5
Yeah.
different scenarios that could have happened. And at this particular point, it was between the AL East for the Blue Jays and the Yankees.
Yep.
So it was
They tied.
Blue Jays winning in because they owned the tiebreaker. Yankees needed to win. Jays to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yankees did win. Jays did not lose. They took care of business. They beat the Tampa Bay Rays.
Beat them pretty well.
So, with that said, the Toronto Blue Jays now become your number 1 seed. They are the number 1 overall seed in the American League. I mean, it's a great season for them. And when you're talking who needed the rest, there was a report today that came out that Bo Bichette probably wouldn't be ready for the wild card. So them winning this game was big in getting him back.
That's
I don't
important.
even know if he'll be ready for the DS,
Right.
but there's no chance he's coming back for the wild card.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
for them, pace setter at the top of the order for the DS is really big. And
I mean, good for them.
They threw Kevin Gausman today.
They win all
so if
in.
they didn't
Yeah.
win, they still have a strong rotation. Don't get me wrong, but if they didn't win, they were going to have to.
They wanted that
dig,
1 seed.
dig a little bit deeper.
Yeah. I really liked what they did, and I'm happy they pulled it off. The Yankees had such a cupcake schedule down the
We talked
down
about
the end.
that.
And the announcers like the Yankees have won. I think it was like 8 of the last 10. You're like, well, no shit, they didn't play anybody. So good for the Blue Jays for being able to hold off the Yankees on that late run charge, and happy for Toronto fans. We've got some friends, former podcasters that I'm sure are ecstatic, and hopefully we'll get to talk to them sometime soon about how how it is in Toronto and how much a relief that's there. So that was definitely cool to see. So next in line for that 3 seed was the Central. Once again, we talked about this, how Cleveland and Detroit were playing each other 6 of the last 12 games. And Cleveland did not disappoint. Detroit did.
Yeah.
Detroit limped over that finish line.
Both things are very true.
Yeah.
Right? Both the Tigers choked and the Guardians played their ass off at the very end. It was kind of crazy to see in real time. Like we said on the last pod, it was like they play 6 times. Like, we'll see what happens. And the Guardians caught them. All that build up to the last day where they both lose, and the Guardians have the tiebreaker, right? So once the Tigers lost to the Red Sox, the Guardians clinched. I don't even know if the Guardians won today. I said they both lost. I don't even remember.
Yeah, so the Guardians, just so everyone is on the same page, the Guardians in the first series swept the Tigers, and in the second series beat them 2 out of the 3 games.
Yeah.
So they won 5 of the 6 games. Of course you're going to catch them.
I think the Guardians did win today because they're no longer tied.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so they played the Rangers.
They were tied in the 8th or 9th. Or, I don't know, whatever. It didn't matter. Once the Tigers lost, Guardians win. So with that...
They did win 9-8 in 10 innings.
So with that, the Guardians lock up the 3 seed.
Yes.
Because the Red Sox beat the Tigers, the Red Sox remain the 5 seed, and the Tigers are the 6. So that sets up another series between the Guardians and the Tigers. Wow.
In fact, it's interesting. So the AL, just so everyone, we're all on the same page. You have the Central teams are playing each other.
Yep.
The Tigers and Guardians again, for 3 more games. The winner plays Seattle. And then it's all AL East. The Red Sox will be in New York for the 3 games. Winner plays the winner of their division, the Blue Jays, which feels ridiculous that they're all in the same division. They've had to play each other, but that's just how it ended up. There's no reseeding in baseball, right? So winner of that game plays the Blue Jays. So it's going to be fun to see. Like, these are division rivals, so that makes these playoff series even more nasty, more like there's a lot more.
Yep.
They know the teams well. I mean, freaking Boston and New York hates each other. Like, that's gonna be a hell of a series.
It's gonna be Fried Crochet game 1.
Yeah, Fried Crochet game 1. Holy crap! That's
I mean, the
awesome.
Red Sox don't really have a ton after that.
Yeah.
Probably Brian Bayo, Lucas Giolito.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to try and throw one of these rookies. I have a bunch of question marks.
Who
next
was that kid that pitched so well?
There's Tolly and Connolly Early, 2 different guys.
I thought it was like Rasmus or something like that.
I don't know. He ain't there, though.
Okay. Well,
he's not
anyways,
around.
I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I mean, the Red Sox have one of the best pitchers in baseball going out for game 1. But so do the Yankees. Fried's a great pitcher. You know what I mean?
Yep. And then the Yankees will probably come with Rodon. And then I'm not really sure. So we're doing this right after the game. So
yes.
There haven't been a ton of post-game conferences. There haven't been conversations yet because some teams are celebrating, yada, yada. So we're not exactly sure the matchups at this particular point.
But we can look and see.
Yeah, we could assume. Yeah. I think they'd go Cam Schlitter for game 3 in New York. I don't know exactly. Who knows what they actually decide to do? Because their other options are Luis Gil. He threw today, so I doubt he would be able to go on.
That feels unlikely.
Friday? No, it'd be Thursday. No, he won't go Thursday. So it's probably going to be Schlitter and
what a name that is, by the way.
Treated with a very short leash. But again, the biggest call out is the.
Sorry, Harrison was the name I was looking for.
Kyle Harrison.
Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest call out is Fried Crochet.
Yeah.
And
That's a hell of a
I have
match.
what I believe to be the wild card schedule here. So at the time, this was this morning, it just says game 1 of an AL wild card series starts at 1:08 p.m. on ESPN.
Okay.
I'm going to go out on a wild limb here and say that's going to be Tigers Guardians.
Yeah, no way. That's New York and Boston.
The other game being Crochet Fried Yankees Red Sox.
Yeah.
That game will start at 6:08 p.m. also on ESPN.
Okay. So I'm going to be watching TV during the workday for sure.
So 1 o'clock is where it starts. I assume you're going to be watching Tigers Guardians at that point in Cleveland.
Probable pitchers for that one look to be. Hold on, stuff just moved around on me. Sorry. So BB versus Skubal.
Yeah, it's 100% Skubal.
Yeah,
they've.
I'll tell you what, that Tigers rotation, Skubal, Flaherty, and Mize looked. So Mize ended up losing against the Red Sox in one of the series, but he looked awesome. So I think that
had a decent year.
I think that rotation, Skubal, Flaherty, Mize is scary.
It could be. Flaherty's got to have to figure it out.
Flaherty has to figure it out. But I mean, I think that if they're all clicking, that's a tough 1-2-3 on a 3-game series. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know what to expect. To be even through their ridiculous hot streak they had going on, I can't say I consumed a ton of the Guardians. All I did was look at the score and be like, what do you know? Because at the time, the Mariners were kind of fighting with them for that last wild card. So I was like, this team doesn't lose.
Yeah.
And they just get it done, right? They have one of the best players in baseball in Jose Ramirez. I'm going into the lineup here now. Kind of inadvertently, we're breaking down the series now. Kyle Manzardo, kind of a young guy, but he'll be all right. Bo Naylor's been there. Don't forget, against the Yankees, our boy Big Christmas.
Oh, what a great
John
name.
Kenzie Noel.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to make the roster. So, again, we're at a point where we don't even know who's on all the rosters.
Yep.
Stephen Kwan, obviously, is going to set the pace for them. But other than that, and I've said this a bunch, and that's why I felt good in terms of benefiting Seattle and whoever. If you're looking at the Guardians lineup, you're just like, I'm not scared of them. Obviously, they do what they need to do to win baseball games. They play solid defense. They have clutch hits. They do have Jose Ramirez. Their bullpen is very, very, very good, like very good. And that's even without Clase, who's suspension has just continued.
Right.
But Cade Smith has done his job. I believe Gaddis. I'm clicking on his name right now. Yeah, Gaddis has been fine. But yeah, going through their bullpen, they've been pretty solid. And being at home, I know it's Skubal. And the only issue is, can the Tigers give him enough support?
Yeah.
Because there was I think Skubal pitched against the Guardians in one of those series. And it was like Skubal went 7 strong, gave up 1 run. Tigers were winning. They took him out. Next inning, they were down 3-2. And you're like, all right, well.
For the record, too, when it comes to like pitching, the Guardians have given up the 3rd lowest in the AL. You've got the Rangers, the Royals, and then the Guardians at 641. But they've only scored 634. So their offense is not potent at all, right?
Yeah.
So it's tough to be afraid of that team, but you've got to score runs, right?
Obviously, -6 run differential.
Yes, which you know how much I love run differential. You guys are like +72. They're -6, which is easily the worst for any team that's won a division.
It's the worst of anybody in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, bar none. They're the only negative in the playoff, are they not?
Yes, I had to double check the National League just to be sure. Yes,
the Reds
they're the only team with a negative run differential in the playoffs.
The Reds are +35, and that's the second worst. So they are -6. So that just tells you how bad. Like they don't score runs, but they also do not allow runs. So if you guys can get 1 or 2, then you're probably going to win a game, right? So. The Guardians have been hot, but they've been hot against the Tigers. So it's tough to say, hey, this team is like hitting their stride at the right time. Maybe they're just beating up on the same team over and over again. And it's hard not to view that they'll do that again. I'll go ahead and make a prediction here. I think the Guardians move up, and I think that's who you play in.
You think the Guardians win?
I think the Guardians win. You play them in the ALDS. I think it's 2-1. I
tend to agree. I think the Tigers just limped in too much.
Yep.
However, that is statistically I agree, but I think emotionally it's like, all right, we limped in. Everybody, is against us. They play the whole us against world. Oh, and we have the best pitcher in Major League Baseball taking the ball.
Well, that's why I think it's 2-1. I think Skubal gets that first victory and then just take the next 2.
I don't know about that, but okay.
So we'll see what happens, but that's kind of where I'm leaning.
We are going to see what happens.
What do you think?
I'm looking at the Tigers. You know where I stopped? Their bullpen.
Yeah.
And I don't think their bullpen is any good.
No.
And just to the point you just made of, all right, Skubal gets his game 1. He's a hoss. Or even like I just mentioned, he goes 7. They take him out, and these guys give it up. I think it's a close series. I think the games end up close overall. But I think the Guardians bullpen just kind of shuts it down. And the Tigers don't do much to support Skubal.
Yeah.
And even more importantly, support Jack Flaherty and Casey Mize. Mm-hmm. So I'll tend to agree with you. I'll do 2-1 is my estimate
I agree 2-1's right.
All right. And then we'll go play Seattle. We'll do that on another day. That's a whole other story. We're not going through the entire – we're just doing one at a time.
We're doing wild card right now.
Cool. Yep. Let's move to I would assume is the most anticipated matchup not only in the AL, but for this entire wild card
Completely
round.
agree.
New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox, in the Bronx. Game 1, Max Fried, Garrett Crochet. That's no-brainer. I don't know. Here, just based on the rotation, I would give the edge to the Yankees for sure. Because I don't know what Boston's going to be able to come with. And let's not forget that Boston is just a utter surprise to be here at this point. But I think the starting rotation is an issue. I don't have much concern about, this sounds ridiculous, but about Aroldis Chapman because he's been just about as good
he's been
as
lights out.
Any reliever in baseball this year. So I think if they get to him, the Yankees will have problems. But the playoffs are where, over 162 game season, my strategy of pitching around / walking Aaron Judge works, right? It's a logical thing where every single run counts. You're facing high quality pitchers. You're getting, matchup driven pitching changes, right? Every chance you can get. I think the Yankees can do enough. I think Jazz Chisholm could step up. Bellinger isn't a slouch. Oh, and Giancarlo Stanton has been just nuking baseballs
he's-
all over the
he's
place.
looking nasty.
And if he turns into, if you remember last year, playoff Giancarlo, we've got Boston's got some issues in keeping the ball in the park. In New York. So I think I just think the Yankees are a better team, as evidenced by a 162 game sample size.
Mm-hmm.
But up and down that lineup, Trent Grisham, Cody Bellinger, obviously Aaron Judge. I mean, even Goldschmidt's been there, done that. These guys have experience. They have overall talent. That's not to take away from the Red Sox. I don't think Roman Anthony is ready still, and that's
he was
them.
on the 10-day IL.
I don't know what his
I don't know
story
I don't know
is.
when he comes out of that.
And again, they have good players. They have Duran, they have Rafaela, they have Abreu, yada yada yada. I mean, obviously Alex Bregman, Trevor Story's having a good year.
I was say, don't sleep. Like, here's the deal. Story was a 25-25 player today. He's had quite a renaissance. It's a younger team.
What the hell?
Renaissance?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a young team, right? Like Rafaela. It had a big, a couple game winners. Like the Red Sox had more walk-off wins than anybody this year. So like they're making it happen when it matters. So it's gonna be Hart versus talent, talent essentially, right? Because I mean, Judge and Giancarlo are the big names. And yes, you mentioned some others, but those guys don't scare me. Stanton and Judge do. And if we can keep them quiet-ish, and I say we as if I'm Boston, but if the Red Sox can keep them quiet-ish, then they can win this series. But it's going to be tough because it's in the Bronx. And you're right. After, but here's the deal. Like, you can't sleep on Giolito. You can't sleep on Bello either. I don't think Rondon is very terrifying as a starter. He's had some.
What?
I don't think he's that. I mean, he's a good starter. I don't think he's a. I don't fear him like I do Fried. How about that? And then
those are two completely different conversations.
Yeah, but I
didn't say Carlos Rodon was Max Fried. That's not the conversation.
No, I know, but
he is a good number. He is a solid number 2 starter. He's 18-9 with like a 3 ERA.
I mean, I think he's a solid number 2, but I think he's gettable, especially in that small ballpark. So I mean, but that can be said about any pitcher, to be honest with you. So I do think if it goes 3 games, the Red Sox are struggling to find who that number 3 is. Who knows? But I think it's Crochet. I think it's Bello, and then maybe Giolito. Who knows who that next person is? But there's a lot of heart. There's a lot of passion in Boston, right? And we've seen the teams get hot at the right time, and they've been playing really well. They're the ones who are being counted out. They're the underdogs, and we've seen Boston teams in the past when they're the underdogs, they take New York by storm. So I hope that happens because I'm just anti-Yankees.
I could tell.
But I don't know. This one's tough for me.
Okay. Well, make your decision.
You know what? Whatever. 2-1 Boston.
Okay. 2-0 Yankees.
Okay.
Are you keeping track of this? All right, hang on.
It's not hard. We can.
I don't even remember what I said about the Tigers Guardians.
We both said 2-1 for that.
2-1 Guardians.
Yeah, we both said 2-1 Guardians.
All right.
All right.
So that's the AL. While we were talking, Jeff Passan confirmed via tweet that the Tigers Guardians will indeed be the 1:00 start on ESPN, and just like we thought, they'd be out of their goddamn mind.
Yeah, no shit.
If they started Yankees Red Sox,
What
like,
a
that would be an
surprise.
insane move to do that. To repeat, you had Red Sox 2-1. That's a crazy move. Okay. That sounds good. Are you content with the AL? Like, did we do enough there? Is there anything else we need to talk about? Is there somebody we're missing? Like, is there, because I feel like there's going to be a roster drop and it's going to be like, oh, this guy made it. Like, I didn't remember. Like, so that was, I was asking about Roman Anthony. It's like, he's out?
Let me look. I'll see if I can find something on Roman Anthony. You keep talking.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I feel like that does happen. We're going to get to one that was already announced, which I found crazy, but I guess overall it's not the end of the world. So I'm still trying to go through this lineup. I don't see how the Yankees lose this series.
Anthony won't be part of the Red Sox roster for the wild card round of the playoffs.
Okay.
But if he responds well to upcoming workouts, he could be activated later in the postseason. So no Roman Anthony.
Okay.
All right.
Well, then does that change your mind at all? Not that you knew he wasn't coming.
No. I still think that the Red Sox are pesky and have a lot of heart there. So
If I'm being honest, I want the Red Sox to win. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I am all chaos right now. I think that, again, the Yankees have been coasting. Yes, they've won 9 of the last 10 games, but they've played nobody. And they're about to play a real team that wants to do nothing other than beat them. No one else has played them like that in a while.
How long is Anthony Volpe's leash in the playoffs?
Oh, my God. Well, who else are they going to put there?
They have guys. They have Jose Caballero. They have Ahmed Rosario.
I mean, I don't think...
We're talking...
I have not seen him make an error, an egregious one.
Well, those are two different conversations.
In a little while, right? I haven't seen one. Yeah, I don't know.
I know people just don't like him, and I know, not saying leash long. I feel like he will get defensively replaced often.
Yeah,
towards the end of the game, because Caballero could still steal base. He's a pest on the bases. He can change a game in that capacity. He doesn't have a great bat.
If it's like the 8th inning and the Yankees are up by 1 and there's someone on first and second, they're pulling his ass. You know what I mean? They kind of have to. So I'm with you on that.
All right. So Yankees 2-0 for me. Red Sox 2-1 for you.
Yep.
So you have Red Sox, Blue Jays.
Yep.
And then we both have Guardians, Mariners.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome. National League.
Let's go to the National League. So, like we said, this has been locked up for a while. The top 5 seeds have been known. The Phillies and Brewers kind of hashed it out a little bit for the 1 seed.
Yeah.
And then the Phillies just couldn't capitalize. It was really weird. So they only won. Brewers led, finished. I don't know.
Yep.
Won. I don't know. They were 1 game ahead of the Phillies. They owned the tiebreaker, so it was effectively 2 games. But the Phillies could never. I don't know. They couldn't take advantage of whenever the Brewers screwed up towards the end there. It was kind of weird because down the stretch, the Brewers went 4-6 and the Phillies went 5-5.
Yeah.
And
do we think losing Wheeler has hurt gotten to the Phillies, or is it too early to tell?
I think that the impact will be felt more in a playoff series
I agree with
than
that.
it will over, a stretch of a season.
Yeah.
Which, that's not to say, they obviously they could use him. Those are big wins for them.
Yeah.
However, I just think it's a different dynamic when it's like, hey, this is our bell cow. He's got the ball. No questions asked. Now it's like, I think they know what they're doing, but it's no, you don't really know. There's no real right or wrong, right? It could be any. It's probably going to be
who takes the
Sanchez.
I was going to say, is it Sanchez or Luzardo?
I would think Luzardo's going to be 3rd, but I don't know.
Okay, I just know so Luzardo leads the team with strikeouts, but his ERA is pretty high. Sanchez. It'll be series. Sanchez. You're right. It'll be Sanchez.
We'll see what they do. One thing I'm looking at the standings here, and I don't know if this is anything besides just an arbitrary number. No team got to 100 wins.
Huh. You looking up when the last time that happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's the closest?
97. The Brewers have the best
97.
record in Major League Baseball.
I mean, Philly was 96. Wow, I didn't know it was that close. Dang, I thought the Phillies were in the mid, lower 90s. Okay. That is interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that.
I don't know if that means anything at all.
Not really, but I mean, it is interesting.
Let's see. Good question. Pretty rare thing. Since the modern 100, this is ChatGPT, of course. Most seasons have produced at least 100 win team, but there are exceptions. Since going back to 1901, let's see. 1901, 1905, 1906, 1908, 1915, 1981 was a strike year. 1994 was a strike year.
Yep.
2020, COVID.
No shit. Really? So it was a few years in the early 1900s, literal 1900s, and then strike years, and then COVID.
I don't know. Now it says, do you want me to get an exact list?
No.
See. Oh, this is giving me the most wins. Okay. I like this. 1919, 20. Like, I don't even know how many games. Like from 1918 to 1926, nobody won 100 games. I have no idea how many they played. 1933, 38, 43, 45, 1947 to 52.
Dude, you're just rattling off numbers at this point, Chris.
Let's go recent. Hold up.
Okay, that'd be great.
14. Last time it's happened, it was 2014. So it was 3 years in a row. Angels 98 in 2014, Red Sox 97 in 2013, Nationals in 2012 with 98.
Okay, and then
so it's been like 10 years.
10 years. Okay,
11
wow,
years.
that's interesting. Yeah, definitely.
I was just like, oh wow, like nobody got to 100. Like that's always something.
Yeah,
I think like the Dodgers had like 107. Something ridiculous last year.
You know what's really another record that was not broken this year was the Colorado Rockies did not have the worst season ever.
But they had you love run differentials. They had the worst run. They were negative 424.
Oh my God.
That was way worse than
424.
That was way worse than the Mariners. Or the Mariners, excuse me. The White Sox last year.
They let in over 1,000 runs this year.
That's so many. That's so many runs.
I did not know that. That is out of this world. What's the second highest? 837, 899 by the Nationals. So no one even broke 900, and they broke over 1,000. Negative 400? I didn't know that was possible.
This is a highlight podcast,
shit.
not a
Sorry,
lowlight.
I'm so sorry.
But you're right, though. No,
tangent.
That was worth talking about or mentioning. But yeah, the 100 win was a little crazy. So anyway, the Brewers, they retained the 1 seed.
Yep.
I think that is super, super, super important.
Agreed.
In this context, because that avoids the Dodgers until the championship series.
Yep.
And I'm also of the mindset that when it comes to the playoffs, you can, as a fan, I think this is more of a fan thing in my head. Maybe I'm wrong, but you're just like, I want them to do this. I'd rather they play this. I don't think a team gives a shit, quite frankly.
Agreed.
You have a preference. Yes, you match up better against this or whatever. But at the same time, you're just like, okay, well, if I have to play the Dodgers, they're just the team in front of me. Like, who the hell cares?
Yep.
Like, go beat the Dodgers.
Yep.
Who gives a shit?
You have to be if you're going to go, you have to be the Dodgers.
We could still acknowledge that I think they caught a break in that capacity. So they're the 1 seed. We'll talk about the matchup in a second. Phillies take the 2 seed. They would get the winner of the Dodgers series. So I think, I thought it was important for them to play for the 1 seed to do the same thing
to avoid the Dodgers.
As long as you can, right?
Yeah.
Maybe somebody trips them up. The Padres almost got them. They didn't
almost,
get them. Right.
Yeah.
So the Padres could play with them. I do. We talked about this, I believe, a little bit. I think the Dodgers are gettable.
Yes.
This year.
Yep.
They don't seem as dominant, but I still can't tell.
But it's still the fucking Dodgers.
Yeah, I still can't tell if this is the point of the Dodgers' run, of the Dodgers' dominance in the West, if they're just kind of, okay.
It's almost like they're so good they know they don't have to put their foot on the gas.
Those NBA, like, think NBA, right? And they're just like, I just need to get in. Oh, shit, now I'm in. Boom,
Look
put
out.
my head down.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who we play. We're just better than you.
Yeah. I mean, that team's full of MVP, future Hall of Famer, Cy Youngs.
They've got you name it, right?
Yeah.
So
if you don't fear the Dodgers, you're not watching baseball.
Yeah, I don't know how to phrase it right. Based on the regular season, you shouldn't be scared of them. But when you're going again, every at bat matters. You can't walk
guy for guy on that lineup. You're not better than the Dodgers.
Shohei didn't steal as many bases. Okay, he's offered to play the outfield. I don't think he gives a shit about his body when it comes to the postseason.
Yep.
Right,
yep.
He's offering to play the outfield. They're like, yeah, screw it, but whatever. He's gonna pitch. He's gonna steal more bases. Right? Okay, walk him. Now you got Mookie. Now you got Freddie.
Yeah.
I think Will Smith is injured at the moment, but like they've got guys. You could say Teoscar Hernandez is struggling. Well, guess what? You still want to throw him a slider down the middle of the plate?
Hell no.
Right? So. And they've got experience all over the place. Say what you want about Kike Hernandez. Is he that good? No, but he's going to find his way into lineups, and he's going to come up with big hits.
The Dodgers, they have so many guys that when you try to avoid someone beating you, the other person does. You know what I mean?
This is the beginning of us getting into that series, I guess, because we're kind of blowing the Dodgers here a little bit, which makes sense.
That's fine.
But the whole gist of it is that they're a solid team. Yes, they're the 3 seed, but I don't think that matters.
No.
I think that you need to just you're gonna have to play them if you want to go to the World Series.
Yep.
That's my take on it. At this point, so we kind of skipped ahead. Dodgers win the West. Cubs, Padres have been the 4 and 5 seed for a while. We're going to talk about that series separately. But the biggest surprise, I don't know if it's a surprise, biggest news, biggest whatever, the Cincinnati Reds clinch the wild card. They are your 6th seed. Another telltale story, another yin and yang of did they really do enough or did the Mets just shit the bed?
The Mets met. They did some Mets stuff. I would hate to be a Mets fan because I feel like disappointment is just in the water. Now, they had a great run last year, and so I guess their luck is up. And man, I wanted to ask you this question. Which fan base should be more disappointed to not make the playoffs? The Houston Astros or the New York Mets? Now, the Astros had a better record.
The New York Mets, because they have a better payroll, they had bigger expectations.
I see. That's the thing.
The Houston Astros have been, and I'm glad. I know I didn't touch on it because it wasn't about them.
Yes, exactly.
They're done. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Right?
Y'all gone home. Go to your couch.
Yeah.
Go to your
kick
couch.
Rock.
Yeah.
I want to drink the tears of every salty Houston Astros fan out there. You don't know what I've been through. Right? But anyway, back to the task at hand. They've been injured a lot.
Yeah.
Their pitching staff was decimated most of the year. I'm stunned that they were where they were. Like when they took the lead in the division, I'm like, God damn it! Like, they're going to start getting healthy.
Can't keep the
They're gonna
Astros
make a
down.
run. I was like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
man? But anyway, we got them out. We're rid of them.
And the
but
reason
I think the Mets are the bigger disappointment because, like I said, they had the huge payroll.
Yep.
And obviously, one guy doesn't make a baseball team. We know that, but they still have Soto, they have Lindor, they have Alonso. Like Brendan Nimmo isn't particularly cheap, and he's a solid player. Like they have guys.
Yeah.
Senga, right, and then But they had their mix, so their mix wasn't injuries, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't watch enough Mets, but it wasn't always injuries. It was just these guys aren't performing.
No, we talked about last episode. Soto's having a quiet, somehow amazing year. And Lindor continues to play Lindor levels. And I thought it was an interesting question because the Astros won 87 games, the Mets only won 83. So I was like, who should be more disappointed? But I agree wholeheartedly. If you're a Mets fan, you're so much more disappointed. You're not happy if you're the Astros, but you're like, the fact that we even had an opportunity was fun, but we were we shouldn't have been there. Whereas the Mets, expectations were high, money was spent, like everything was like, this is it. And on the last fucking day, they don't make the playoffs
by losing. They didn't even win.
So
the Reds could have won on their own by winning, right?
Yep.
Winning in. They owned the tiebreaker. They lost 4-2 to the Brewers.
Yep.
But the Mets also lost to the Marlins.
Yep.
They got shut out 4-0.
Yeah.
But again, back to the point of injuries, like the Mets, these are just the pitchers that they have listed on their depth chart as starting pitchers. Like this, but David Peterson, okay, he had a good year. Clay Holmes, he was hit or miss. This Nolan McLean guy, he had a great season. Kudos to him. And then Jonah Tong, rookie. Brandon Sproat, rookie. They were both solid prospects. Sean Manaea, he was hurt most of the year. But he has a 5.64 ERA over 60 innings.
Yeah.
Like he didn't do enough. But they were just pitching like this Sproat guy, yes, he had 20 innings, but he was starting down the stretch. He's starting baseball games. 4.79 ERA. Again, McLean did well.
Was Senga got hurt again?
Senga
right?
got sent down.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if he was hurt or what, but he's not even on the active roster, whatever. Like they just didn't do enough, and then the bats went cold.
Yeah, I mean they are plus 51 run differential. They're 5-5 in the last 10, so it's not like they completely collapsed like say like the Tigers that were 2-8, but they definitely did not perform the way that they were supposed to, and they lost it in the end. I mean, kudos to the Reds. They were 7-3 down the stretch. Like they played their hearts out. Now, congratulations, Reds. Your consolation prize is you have to play the fucking Dodgers.
But back to that conversation of who the hell cares?
Right.
We're in.
Let's
And
go.
and the Reds are able to come with. So I read something that I think I mentioned it to you when we were together earlier. The Reds as the game started, sent out Hunter Green, sent out Nick Lodolo. They sent them to the bullpen. They were ready. It was an arms race.
Yeah.
They were like, screw this. Like,
We're
you
in.
need to
We're
get
getting
in.
Yeah.
So now I don't think either. I didn't see any of them throwing today.
I'll check to see if they did. I don't think they did.
But my understanding from Reds fan Dan is that it's going to be Hunter Green, and then I don't know what order they're going to go, but it's going to be Andrew Abbott and Nick Lodolo. And
Makes sense.
I don't think that that's particularly bad.
Lodolo pitched 1 inning.
Okay, so he'll go game 3.
2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks.
So he'll go game 3.
Yeah.
He doesn't pitch out of the ball. Like, I don't fault him for that.
No, not at all.
So I think that he will go. He'll go game 3 then if he threw today.
I agree.
I think
agree.
that makes sense.
Yep, I agree.
And Singer, I think, started the game.
Singer did start the game.
So, and again, remember with the playoffs, when we're talking this third starter, that guy's gonna have the shortest leash of all time. This isn't like a, hey, we need you. Like if you're in game 3, like if it's a third inning, you give up like 2 straight base runners, you're probably getting yanked.
Get the hell out of here.
Right?
Yep.
Like this isn't a, hey, let's see if he could get out of this thing. Like this is do or die.
Yeah.
So, I do think the Reds have the ability to make some of those moves. Their bullpen is hit or miss. Some days it's lockdown. Some days you're like, who the hell is this guy? So I think that they can make, again, let's start here. I'm going to pick the Dodgers. I'm going to pick the Dodgers 2-0.
Me too. Yeah, I want to give the Reds a game, but
report is that Blake Snell probably gets game 1.
Yeah.
I would presume, I have it written down, that Yamamoto is going to go game 2. And then what they do with game 3, I have no idea.
I mean, Glasnow's ready.
I would assume so.
Shohei can do it. Oh,
Do you think they wait and just save Shohei?
I mean, probably. So you want to talk about the guy who was left off their roster?
Yes. It was Kurt is reported. Clayton Kershaw will not be on the wild card roster.
Yes.
That makes sense in a lot of ways.
He's been their number 4 anyways.
It's a 3-game series.
Yeah.
Number 2, he started. They just started him today. So my interpretation of that is he's probably getting he will probably be in the divisional series.
Yeah.
I would assume. Mm-hmm. A couple days ago, Roki Sasaki did pitch out of the bullpen. So I could see him making some appearances out of there. Sorry, we said that to cut the we cut the Reds a little short there. They're in LA. I think if they were at home, they'd have a much better chance.
Completely agree.
In that little bit of a
it makes a
short
difference. It makes a
Homer
difference.
Dome there. I don't think they're there yet. I'm glad they made the playoffs. I'm glad they get the experience. I do hope Hunter Green goes out and pitches a very good game. I enjoy Hunter Green. I want him healthy. I like all their pitchers. I like the 3 that they will potentially throw.
The problem is I think Hunter can go out there, pitch a gem of 7 innings, and then 8 and 9, the bullpen gets beat the hell up.
But the Dodgers will. It's hard.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
you have to be on your shit for 9 innings because, like you said, we got Shohei out 3 times. We got Shohei, Mookie, Freddie. They're 0 for 9. We got them. Oh shit! It's the bottom of the 9th. We're up a run. Oh, it's Shohei Mookie. Like,
no thanks.
You, in your head, you're not like, I got him out 3 times. You're like, oh shit! Like, I got to get Shohei, Mookie, and Freddie out, right? Like, that doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
When you get to the bottom of the line, when you're pitching to Kike Hernandez, you're like, yeah, screw him. Like, he's having a bad game. I got him high. You know what I mean? You can go back to the well. I don't think you could do that with those 3 guys.
No,
and so
I
on
agree.
and so forth, right? Like, I'm going to pitch around Shohei. I'm only up 1.
Yeah.
Well, that might turn into a double, right? He might be on. Like,
or a single and he's still second base.
That was my point, right? A walk or whatever, and now he's so. Again, that was a lot of. We are really putting the Dodgers on a pedestal. It would be wild if the Reds could do it.
I want the Reds to do it. I think baseball is better when the Reds are good. I'm happy they made it. But I'm with you.
I just don't think their lineup's ready yet.
They're not ready yet. And we've talked about it all year. There's just a bunch of dudes. Thank God. I hope the Reds build off this. But to me, this is the most lopsided of the 4 matchups that we have. Unfortunately, I hope it's close. I hope the Reds make it interesting. Hell, I hope the Reds even win 1. But am I going to say they are? No.
Yeah,
no, I'm not.
I mean, it would be something to see Hunter Green shove it and them get the one right, get the first game and see what happens from there. But so I had you went Dodgers 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I want to vote differently. I'm not gonna.
One thing to call out though is down the stretch, the Dodgers bullpen has been very, very bad. We can talk about the lineup all we want. from your past experience as a Braves fan, the bullpen matters.
Matters a lot.
It's in these confined series. You need, like you said, oh shit, my guy can't go anymore. Okay, we've got our 4th or 5th starter coming out of the bullpen. Hey, we need 2 out of you, and then we're gonna go 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? I need 3 innings of shutout baseball. I need 4 innings of shutout baseball from you guys. Right? You got an inning apiece. Figure it out. And Dave Trinan hasn't been very good for them. Tanner Scott hasn't been very good for them. So again, they're gettable. I think more this year than any other year I've seen. So I don't know. I still have to lean on the fact that I don't think the Reds have enough to do it yet. But, you know, Dan and I, Reds fan Dan and I continuously talk about, like, next year, like, you know, if the Reds can do this, if they add this, like, they're just a couple pieces away. And I think they could be a mainstay because those pitchers are young. Those 3 we're talking about, they're young guys.
They are, yeah.
So I like you said, baseball's better when the Reds are better. I think that this is a little bit of a coming out party.
I
right?
agree.
Hey,
I agree with
here
that.
we are. Yeah. We're around. We can make some noise in the Central. And we're going to give it, you know, they're not going to lay down. There's no reason to, right? You're a professional baseball player. It's the postseason. Who the hell cares?
Exactly, yeah.
So I think that they can make some noise. I think Hunter Green, it'll go really, really sour if Hunter Green gets batted around. Game 1.
It's going to go down quick.
You're just like, okay, this is easy. I won't even bother watching. For scheduling purposes, I did not talk about this one quite yet. So this game, or these games, will be on at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Every time that I give you is Eastern time, by the way.
Okay.
9:08 Eastern time on ESPN, both Tuesday and Wednesday. They did not release a schedule for Wednesday. That's going. Jesus Christ.
That makes sense. It's Los Angeles. It's going to be the late one. Yeah.
Well, it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Those are, and Game 3 is going to be if necessary. So they haven't quite released the schedule for what's going to happen, where it's going to be. But these games will be 9:08 Eastern time on ESPN. Dodgers, Reds in LA. Andrew and I both have them 2-0, and they're going to go on to play the Phillies, and that's going to be something. If that is how it transpires, that's going to be fireworks all over the place.
Agreed.
So let's get to the last series of the wild card that we haven't broken down yet. These games will take place at 3:08 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. Good God. On Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday is to be determined for all of these series. We do not know yet. So Tuesday, Wednesday. But unlike everything else that's on ESPN, this is on ABC at 3:08 p.m. We have the Chicago Cubs, home team. They're the 4 seed versus the San Diego Padres. Cubs rotation got a little out of whack because Cade Horton, we don't really know what happened. He like cracked a rib.
Something. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
So no bueno there. And I think he very well could have been their one in this because he was my brother-in-law, officially now, by the way. But anyway, he texted me some numbers. Cade Horton, in the second half, I think it was prior to his last game. We text a lot. He, since the All-Star break, had a .93 ERA, .79 WHIP, and an 8-1 record in 11 starts. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And then he went and whatever the hell the rib thing. So he is not going to be available for the wild card. No story yet on divisional, but got to get there, right?
Yeah, got to make it there.
So what order they put these guys in, I would assume the 2 guys we're going to name third are indeed third, but it's going to be Matthew Boyd and Shota Imanaga. In what order, I have no idea.
It depends on who pitched
both
Wednesday.
Lefties. I'm pretty sure Boyd doesn't throw that hard. I know Shota doesn't throw very hard.
No.
It's going to be interesting because it's in Chicago. I'm curious what that wind is going to be doing. Like, I hope the wind isn't swirling out because that's a weird way to play a playoff game. Right. This wind's like 20 miles an hour out. You're like, good Lord. Like, no need to say. Like, you know what? For the craziness, it might be worth it.
It might be interesting. And I love playoff at Wrigley. I think that's great. I love, like, this series and the Boston, New York are my 2 favorites.
Yes.
Now, because you look at the opposite side. You look at the Padres. And their pitching seems like you're going to get Cease, you're going to get King.
And then I have the Pivetta / Yu Darvish. Like, I don't know where they stand
my
there.
assumption is Pivetta, but I don't know for
Pivetta's
sure.
had a good year.
He's had a very
Darvish
good
has
year.
a +5 ERA.
Yeah. And the thing is, Cease, man,
Pivetta has a sub-3 ERA.
Yeah, Pivetta's pitched
and Cease hasn't had a good year. Like, I don't
Cease
even know
has
what
not had a
order.
good year.
King has he has a 3.44, but
King came off of the DL earlier this month. So I don't know where he's at as far as health. Like, but I would assume it would be King, Cease. But it really depends on who pitched last.
In
right?
September, he had 4 starts: 5 innings, 3 innings, 5 innings, 2 innings.
Okay. When did he pitch last?
He pitched the 27th, which would have been yesterday. So maybe they just wanted to get him some work in. Again, they were locked in the 5 seed for
so maybe it is Cease, King, which that's pretty crazy. And then Pivetta. I do like the starting pitching for the Padres more. The Padres have played better recently. They were 7-3 down the stretch. Cubs were 4-6, so the Cubs kind of, they were locked in.
But again, that's what I'm saying. Some of these games didn't matter.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. So it's tough to say. I don't think either team's hot at the moment per se. I do love both of these teams. The Cubs have Dansby Swanson. He's always going to be a Brave forever. Thank you for the World Series. They've got PCA who played really well in the first half of the season. Not so much in the second half. We'll see if he can turn it around. And Tucker, obviously. Sorry. I was like, who's the big name I'm missing?
To be fair, he missed like the last month of the season. He just came back a couple days ago.
Okay, that's what I was thinking,
So I think this is, I think this is going to be a pretty even matchup.
I agree.
Overall, right? I think both are...
I will say that the Padres, they have the lowest runs allowed in the NL at 621. The Cubs are only a couple back at 649. The run differential is a +144, whereas the Padres is only +81. There's not a lot of differentials here when it comes to like these teams. Like, they're pretty evenly matched, and I think it's going to be. And when you look at the lineups too, I think it's pretty plays out in their lineups too.
So I just looked at so it's pretty even. I'm on DraftKings, by the way.
Okay.
Cubs are -123 to win the series. Padres +101.
Yeah.
I think that's true. Like, lineups are pretty fair. Kyle Tucker, Seiya Suzuki, Willie Castro, kind of a utility guy. Nico Horner gets on base, steals bases. PCA, he's going to be a big deal. He's going to be a very important cog in this whole thing.
He needs to step
Ian
it
Happ,
up.
decent, like just a typical Ian Happ season, right? And this is your typical Ian Happ season. Let me read it off. 570 at-bats, 23 homers, hits 243, was slightly under 800 OPS. Like, that's just what he's given you. And he's solid. He's a solid baseball player. And, again, they have Dansby. Matt Shaw playing third base. Michael Busch playing for... They have players.
Yep.
They have a chance to make noise. I wonder if they're going to... Moises Ballesteros, I don't know how much time he's going to get, if any at all. I don't know if he'll make the roster. But Carson Kelly, he had a very nice year as a catcher. Their bullpen is shaky, has been shaky for quite some time. That is a concern. I think that's the weakest part of any. Let's back up. We'll just say, like, how I think we're comparing them is, lineup, rotation, bullpen. And I think bullpen of all of from both teams is the weakest on the Cubs. I think that's their downfall.
Completely agree.
But again, they're in Chicago, they're at home. Take advantage of the wind. I want to say I like them, but I haven't been able to talk through the Padres.
Yeah, let's talk about the Padres. The Padres, you've got the bangers like Machado and Tatis, who are both 25-plus home runs.
And when does Tatis show up? When it matters.
Playoffs. And Tatis, again, just like we talked about Trevor Story, had a 25-30 with 25 home runs, 30 stolen bases. Sheets hit almost 20. You also have Jackson Merrill, Xander Bogaerts, who are still good baseball players. You can't forget about Luis Ariz, who had a subpar season, hitting 292, which is below his normal. Well below his normal, right? And so, but you got O'Hearn coming over from the Orioles. You've got You got Cronenworth playing second. I mean, like, this team is like, you can go player for player.
Ramon Moreno just hit the IL.
Oh, did he? Okay,
I don't know what his.
I don't know how long he's going to be there.
Same, and I don't.
But from a pitching standpoint, I think you are 100% correct because they have a much
he's
better.
out for the wild card.
Okay,
he fractured a finger, so
damn. Okay,
it might be a little bit.
That'll do.
But yeah,
it.
again, I agree with you. I think the Padres are just a good, like Jackson Merrill. Forgot about him.
Jackson Merrill,
he just kind of goes ho hum because he missed some time.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a good team, bullpen plus side for the. You forget about Mason Miller. I know his numbers aren't there, but give me they are. He's 2.63, but I want like a 1.6.
Yeah, I mean his strikeout ratio is like 17 per 9. But you've got guys like Jason Adam who has a sub-2 ERA. You've got
Suarez is still closing games
Suarez
out.
is closing all the games. Who leads with their holds? I think their hold leader is Estrada with over 30.
Yeah,
I mean this team
their
is
bullpen.
This
like,
bullpen's sick.
advantage bullpen there.
Yeah, I think it's advantage pitching in general.
Yeah. And I think the
that's what
lineup's
wins
pretty.
playoffs.
I would even give the lineup to the Cubs, honestly, overall. Because
I think it could be either way, but I see what you mean. Yeah, I'm with you.
I think Tatis and Kyle Tucker wash out. I think Machado's a little better than whoever than PCA or more consistent than PCA.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Merrill probably equals PCA.
Yep.
So and then from there, I think the Cubs are better, right? Like Arise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's had a bad season. Yeah.
For postseason, I don't know. I fall into the Twitter traps of Luis Arise of like, well, he gets on base, but it's like, yeah, but he doesn't hit for power and he's slow. Like he's not like stealing base. He's not,
he's not fast.
Yeah, so it's a weird dynamic with him. And they do have Cronenworth. I did miss him. Xander Bogart. Like they have a solid team. I think this is a very even series, as evidenced by the betting odds, as evidenced by our talking through the lineups. I don't think there's that much of a difference.
Agreed.
I wonder how much the home field comes into play here. I think it might.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it definitely. When you're in a tight series, you want to be the home team for sure. I keep flip flopping, but I'm going to go with my gut on this one.
Okay.
Are we ready to say who's going to win the series? Okay. In the end, pitching wins playoff games. So I'm going to go Padres 2-1. That's my gut. But tell me yours real quick and I might flip-flop. No, I'm going to lock it in. I'll lock it in, but man, I want to flip. No, it's 2-1. 2-1 Padres. Go.
I'm going to agree.
Yeah? Okay.
I think
cool. Lock it in.
I think they get it done.
Yeah.
They've been here before.
That's true. That's true. Experience.
They
That's
do
fair.
It in a lot of environments. They make series very
Didn't
tough.
they beat the Dodgers, or they did beat the Dodgers? Didn't they?
I don't remember.
Man, I'm forgetting already. Anyways,
all the playoff series
they've been there.
together.
Like they've been there. They I agree with like they've definitely shown that they have the ability to at least stand toe to toe with the freaking Dodgers. So yeah, let's say that pitching and playoff experience. I think the Padres have the edge, even though
the Padres lost to the Dodgers last year. They beat the Braves, lost to the Dodgers.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, so I'm thinking,
and I think they had them on the ropes. Did they?
They had them on the ropes for sure. So I think that it's definitely a Padres 2-1. Now that we talk more about it.
Yes. So okay. So back to that the Padres Dodgers series. In the NLDS, the Padres had them. Were up 2-1 in the series in the divisional round.
Yep.
And then the Dodgers went 8-0, 2-0.
Yep.
So that's what it was. Like they were. So again, is that the quote unquote experience that everybody wants people to have? Right. You get there. You play well. You play well, and then you leave with this sour taste in your mouth because you should have gotten it done.
They're hungry. They gotta be hungry. Gotta be. Okay. Yep. I feel better about it. Padres 2-1.
Because I mean, the Dodgers go on to walk to the World Series.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So,
yeah, they did.
I think I have to go Padres. Brother-in-law will be very mad at me, but that's okay. I hope to get proven wrong in this round. I'm fine with being wrong for everything.
Yeah.
Next round, I can't be wrong. I need
the next one matters.
Yes, that matters. That has personal.
Yeah.
We have so for everybody that knows behind the scenes, Andrew and I were like, when should we do the next one? Podcast. It's 2 in a week, hard with work schedules and stuff. But I was like, well, the Mariners are going to be playing Saturday.
Yeah.
We need to talk. So there's a good chance you're going to have our divisional series podcast prior to those games. We'll make sure we announce that to
so
you.
You might get 2 podcasts this week. So just heads up, everybody.
That's heads up. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You get to
You're
listen to us
welcome.
twice in a week. I can't promise I would keep that short. I might have like the most analytical. They'll be like, what happened to this guy? He's usually like, I think I'll have every fact
Sounds
known
good.
to man.
And we'll talk about other things too, other than the Mariners. But just to recap everybody,
I might just do a spin-off and just do and just do.
you don't have to listen to the. We'll put Mariners only if that happens.
Yeah, we might
but
have to.
To recap, we both picked the Guardians. We're split on the Bronx. We both have the Dodgers, and we both have the Padres.
Wow, we really went
in
chalk
the wild
there.
card. We did win chalk a lot, but guys, well, no, we didn't. The Padres are 5. Just FYI. So that's not chalk.
No, sure. Sorry, I used chalk wrong. You're
Yeah,
good.
that's fine. Okay.
I was
Anyways,
wrong.
super excited. It was a hell of a season, and it came down to the last day. How does 162 games come down to the last day? I will never understand, but that is the magic of baseball. Again, everyone, thank you so much for sticking with us this whole year. Tune in later this week when we talk about the ALDS and the NLDS. I'm so excited.
Hey, you're buddy. What am I going to do till Saturday?
Dude, you're just going to watch other teams play baseball, I guess. And
I'm
just
going
breathe.
to be. I am going to have a notepad.
Breathe.
I might have to send my notes into Dan Wilson and be like, "This is what I found, man."
Yeah. You just
be
need to.
be like Gavin Williams is tipping his pitches when he throws a slider. His fucking glove is at a 45 degree. Like I'll have a protractor out. I will have whatever they. What do they need from me?
You just need to breathe, young man. Just breathe. But until
And they're going to be at 10 o'clock. All right,
it's so
I'll
late.
bitch about
It's
it later.
going to be so late. And you're
Problem
gonna,
for future Chris. That's a good problem to have. These are good problems.
future Chris problem. Get all the energy drinks you need.
Yes, sir.
Until that happens, my name is Andrew.
And I'm Chris.
And this is the Coach's Sons Podcast.